funny, I'm now recognized as a toilet designer. X-Runner Sanitation Social Project started in 2008 as part of big cooperation between the UDK, University of the Art Berlin, BetterPlace.org, and the World Toilet Organization. The concept was developed by me and Fionn Dobbin with the help of Holger Schmitz and a lot of spirit from Professor Axel Kufut. For almost a year, we dealt with the smell, the form, and the meaning of feces. 2.6 billion people don't have any access to sanitation. That, of course, leads to huge problems in terms of health, economy, and social problems. Not having access to sanitation is one of the main causes to poverty. Now, just let's try to imagine all of us together for a second. What will it be like to live without a toilet? Let's go outside to Potsdamer Platz when we really urgently need to pee right now. And let's try to find a private, small space somewhere just to sit down for a second. Or for you men, stand up for a second. And behind the car, behind the tree, wherever, it's impossible. Impossible. I remember myself when I was 4 years old, traveling with my parents in Israel. In the middle of the drive, I needed the toilet. So they used to stop in the middle of the road, and my mom used to help me. I remember myself being very aware of my private and intimate part and asking my mom, but what will happen if someone will see me now? She told me, don't worry, Noah, people are driving quite fast. No one will recognize your bum. But for me, it was really a strong experience. I was already ashamed. I was already aware of dignity. So what is a dignity? Dignity is a basic need. Dignity defines our self-esteem, our self-respect, our self-concept. Dignity defines ourselves. Without having this need fulfilled, we can no longer act, function as human beings. Now, what's happening in India? When one travels to India, it's quite common to see, especially men standing everywhere and urinate next to a train station, in the middle of the street, behind a public toilet, behind a car. Now, the first question that bumped into my mind when I was there was, where all the women are doing it? What's happening with them? So let me tell you just a few sentences about the women in India. They will stop drinking and eating from a certain time a day in order for them not to have any need to go to the toilet during daylight in a place that they could be seen by others, place that they could feel ashamed, place that they no longer have dignity. Now the world, the map that we see is represent the whole world, and the orange area are representing the biggest necessity for sanitation change. So where to start? As Eric said, is design is not finding a problem, it's actually finding a solution. We decided to start by asking questions and then slowly narrowing them down. Let me show you a few of them. How can a toilet exist in a challenging environment? How is it possible to deal with the lack of space? How can feces be disposed without a sewage system? And that's the reality. How can a toilet function with small amount of water? And how would a toilet look like for people who earn $1 a day? So, big questions. Of course, the solution didn't arrive like that. But one thing was really, really clear for us from the beginning. We should use all our creativity in order to find a solution. We shouldn't fall into conventional solutions. We should think radical, because we must have sanitation revolution. During our research, we saw a very interesting film from the National Geographic. There was 14 seconds there that helped us to form our idea. Let's have a look.
Brush with modern plumbing came in the 1960s. modern by the standards of Mao's Red China.
我再倒盆啊，这个早一次晚一次。
Tucked between the homes are communal toilets, shared by some 30 families and best found by following your nose.
So becoming aware of this very simple human behavior helped us to form our idea, and it was a key moment. People not only using public toilet, but they're using private pots, which they transport to the public toilet every day or twice a day. We called it a forgotten knowledge. That's what's actually used to happen here in our world in early days. That's what people used to do. And we took that knowledge, and we decided with the combination of the knowledge of technology that we have today, the combination of those two together can lead us to a radical solution. We decided to design squat toilets, mobile, portable, that are not connected to any pipe system or not depending on any sewage system. Here you can see the first sketch for our concept, which allow the people for slums, people that don't have toilet at home, that live in very small areas, to own their own private toilet. A mechanical siphon will block the smell of the feces and the urine, since we're putting it inside the homes. The tank, the underneath tank, that will be the tank that collects all the waste. When full, it will be transported to a biodigester in the nearest area. Between 3 to 5 days, the people, the residents, could transport the tank. Now we have two main parts in the toilet. The first part, which we call the private seat, which stays at home from a couple of reasons. First, hygiene, of course. And the second reason was that we wanted to increase the awareness among people that never had any toilet at home, to develop some kind of emotion to this new object, strange object that all of a sudden are in their places. So that was the second strong reason to leave a part at home, that people will take care of it themselves. The second part is the transportable tank. Now, what was very important for us is, because we're dealing with feces and urine, was to keep the tank as clean as possible. That led us to the idea to use a nano technology, nano surface, which actually imitate the lotus effect. What we need for this nano surface was two main things. Liquid, which we have as a urine and a bit of water that the people use to wash themselves, and a movement, which we created by transporting the tank and giving it the shape of a wheel. So from there it will come to the biodigester, and let me shortly explain how it will work. It sounds really complex, but it's very, very simple. So we have the manufacturer that will produce the toilet, and we understood that we can't actually use them as charity. People will rather buy something, work hard for something that they need, and then they will use it more than if they will get it for free. So the production must be cheap, must be affordable, must be sustainable. We have the households. Now, of course, in order for them to buy the toilet must be desirable. Transportation can be made by two options. One is a private transportation, and the second one is a public transportation. That's just an example. Indian are master of transportation. Everyone that's been to India could see how they loaded half of their houses on a small wagon. So we have a public transportation. We know it as the garbage transportation. We have small container at home. We're bringing it out to a bigger container, which goes to even bigger container. From there, we have public toilet. Public toilet, we understood that it's a very important concept in India. First, people using it not only as public toilet to go to the toilet, they actually use it as a social place as well, to interact with each other. They will wash their clothes, they will wash their dishes, they will chat with other people, and yes, they will pay money for it. So public toilet is a very good business in India, whoever owned the public toilets. So people will pay 1 rupee to go to the toilet and 2 rupees to have a cold shower. From the public toilet, there will be a biodigester. Very simple construction, can be made from a local material. Biodigester usually is underground, when the only thing that we can see is the pipe of the methane gas. Very natural way, all the content, all the waste will be made into a methane gas. Now, methane gas means energy, which means that we have something that we can use. We can cook with it, we can warm water with it, which means that we can have warm showers, and we can light or warm our spaces. Now, for us, that wasn't really enough. We needed a bit more of energy, and methane gas is not a clean gas, so you can't really transport it from a place to place, and we wanted something that we can work with it a bit more. In India, we discovered already a model that worked, that translate gas into electricity, and then we can keep it into car batteries, for example. At that point, we understood that we can expand our uses for the people. We can give them a place that they can charge their cell phones. We can show them a film once a week, once a month. We can put internet maybe, and all kind of things that we can do with electricity. And we still have the feces. After the methane gas is out, we still have the slurry. So we understood that the slurry, the fertilizer, is a very important material. Actually, in Bangladesh, from some study cases, we understood that farmers actually buy it for agriculture. Poverty brought people into a state that they collect cow dungs and use it for cooking and warming their houses. So the fields are no longer being fertilized. From there, in India as well, we saw a wastewater treatment, very basic way to recycle the water of our system. We can use it to clean the tank or to watering the fields as well. Now, it was important for us to create a circle that starts with the people and always come back to them. Yeah, that they bring something and immediately they get something in return. It might sound a bit complicated. Believe me, it's really simple. We didn't invent anything. We took things that were already exist and we just put them all together. Let me show you a short film that we've done for understanding better our concept. So you see, it's very, very simple. Now, we have a nice guy that have a party, but for how long his party can go on? So just for us to understand. Yeah. By the way, vegetarians produce more feces than eat meters. Yeah, really. So we have lots of energy that we spend. I mean, we in the smart West, we spend it all, and that's a lot. Yeah. During our research, we've been traveled to India just to make the first check to see if we are so far from reality or if we're not. We took some model with us from Berlin to India to check a few things. One of them was design issues, of course, to understand how narrow the streets in India are, what's the size that we need, what are limitations, and what will be actually a good design for the people from a static point of view. The second one that was really important is to understand how the people are going to react towards this rolling sheet device. And that was actually quite interesting results. Let's have a look. As I understood, by the way, probably the women will be the one to transport it and the men will just play with it a bit. And now what can we offer and what do we need? We can offer a great idea, a great solution, a creative mind, and we need actually the same from you, from people that really believe in our project, that are willing to do a radical change and willing to join us. Now I would like to thank all the wonderful group that is working on this project, to Johanna Breidenbach from Better Place, to Hans-Jürgen Kramer, to Holger, to Lea Dieter and Daniel, and special thanks for Professor Axel Kufus. And I would like to finish with, with a quick quote from Muhammad Yunus that said 3 weeks ago in the Vision Summit. He said, the problem is not about doing, the problem is that we keep doing the same things that we know already how to do. And it's time to start doing things that we don't know how to do. Thank you very much.